Bagel.
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 A bagel.
Bagel. Bagel. Bagel. Bagel. A bagel. Bagel. A bagel. Bagel.
While we're waiting for the dough to proof, okay, and there's different, some people proof it for 2 hours, then they stick it in the fridge for 4 hours. There's a lot of time that we have. So instead of sitting around waiting to do something, we could have random music moments as we did prior. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this stone ground yellow cornmeal, and I'm going to put the cornmeal on these trays, because after we eventually shape the bagels, which is the hardest part, after we shape them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them inside these trays. I'm hoping to get maybe, at least a dozen bagels, depending how I roll them. And then what we're going to do is, after I roll them, I'm going to let them sit on these boards so that they, number one, don't stick, and number two, I'm going to let them proof for a little while longer. Some people do it with a half an hour, and I might even do the Mark, the chef's trick. I might take a garbage bag and just cover them, because we don't want like a crust to form on the bagels. That's what happens when you leave dough out for too long. So we'll do this, and like I said, we'll save some prep time. And this is the cornmeal. Get a little sprinkle. And I think that should just about do it. We're going to put together our everything seasoning, but I'm going to break them down for you first. Okay, so the first thing over here we have is the classic poppy seed. Then we have sesame seed, which sesame seed is great stuff. Use it in Asian food, use it in Greek food, use it in, oh my God, there's so many things you could do sesame seeds with. And then bagels have minced onion or hydrated onion or dehydrated onion. So what I did was I actually took some minced onion here and I put a little water in it. And the reason I did that is because when we do put the bagels in the oven, I don't want the onion to burn everything else. It's kind of like garlic. If you get garlic that's too hot and it burns, it just doesn't have a very pleasant flavor. And of course, bagels gotta have salt in them. In fact, some places sell a lot of salt bagels, where they take the bagel and then they salt one side of it. Now there's the only time, Ian, that we're going to do a one-sided bagel, because if you have a double-sided salt bagel,
That might be a little much.
yeah, then you might need like high blood pressure medication.
Even I might have to agree with that one.
Yep, see, even agrees. Now, let's say you don't have all these individually. Well, what you could do is you could just buy everything bagel seasoning. Now, whether you go to Trader Joe's or whether you go to Costco or whatever, all of these same ingredients are in this cute little bottle. So I am going to go and make everything seasoning. So I've already put the kosher salt, and I use kosher salt because it's gritty and it's coarse. You wouldn't want to use like a fine iodized salt. Kind of like when you get a pretzel in the mall, you want to use the coarse stuff. So I got that here. I'm trying to do equal parts. I'm not being like super rocket scientist about it. You can be, but I don't really see the point. Now I'm going to go with the sesame, and I'm just going to try to match the amount I put here. That should be pretty good. And then I want to go with my onion, and this onion actually did absorb the water very nicely. And for those of you out there that know what a bialy is, sort of a takeoff on a bagel, what they do is they make a round shape. I think they use the same dough as bagel dough. I could be wrong about that. But what they do is they make a little indentation in the center, and they put the same dehydrated onion and poppy seed, and you're done. So bialys really have that dominant onion flavor, but it has the crunch and texture of the poppy seed, because poppy seed is just basically all about crunch and texture. And then, you know what, let's just get it all in there. Why be shy, right? This is not a shy place. So we'll get that in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to top it all off with the rest of this everything seasoning. And you can see it's everything I just described in there. The poppy seed, the onion, the salt, the sesame. It's all in there. Boom. And then I'm just going to do a little mix, get it all in there, incorporate it all nice and evenly, as well as get it all over my counter, you know. And we are going to have everything seasoning, and we're going to spread it out. And basically, I could do more, but just want to give you an idea of what we're going to dip the bagels in. It's the classic, look what I have created. And so I wanted Ian, because Ian has got the nose of a basset hound. He can smell anything. Amazing taste buds. All right, Ian, I'm going to lift this up for him, and why don't you just lean over and give a nice little smell.
Everything horrific.
Everything horrific. Add that to the vocabulary list. All right, give it one more nice big smell.
Excellent.
Okay, I think Ian approves. The most complicated part of the show is me forming these things into bagels. Now, I do not have that $10,000, $20,000 machine where you put the dough in it and then it stretches it out and then it turns it and then I don't have that. So what I'm going to hope here is that I get this right, basically. All right, so I'm going to use this space, and this is just going to be super interesting. And here's the dough, which actually, well, it smells like a beer, which is a very good sign. And what I have to do is I have to cut it in sections, kind of like they do it in the pretzel place. And then I'm going to have to roll it into a bagel. So this is the part where I guess people wish me luck or something.
Good luck.
All right, thank you. I'll take it from wherever I can get it. So I'm just going to do this in sort of like a square thing. And some people cut it in equal sections. There's different ways to do this. You can see this dough is kind of gooey. But it might actually work. So, and remember, I'm not a professional bagel maker. I'm more of a professional bagel eater. All right, and Ian, I know, has become quite the professional bagel eater also.
All right.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let's see. We're going to roll it out. See, it's still really kind of sticky, but it's all right. So we're going to roll it out, and then I'm going to try to roll it. I'm going to give it a little pinch, break it, and then let's see what happens. And it's, of course, sticking to my hand. So, means I just definitely need to use more bench flour. So, again, I told you I'm not really a professional at this. That's why I'd rather just go around and review places with Ian and other people. All right, so let's try that again. And remember, bagels don't have to be a perfect size. You know, they just have to be interesting. Bigger holes, smaller holes, whatever. Okay, so we've got that in the hand. Then maybe I'll just roll it like that, get it on the tray, and maybe get lucky. So let's see. Boy, this is really messy and sticky. This side's a little too thick. But maybe if we just shape it a little, maybe there might be hope. I don't know, Charlie. Let's see. And there's my first bagel. Look at that. You can zoom in on that one.
Yep, just tilt the pan up.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Hey, it's close, you know. It's really close. I guess I'm just gonna have to flour up everything and just, maybe I'll get better at it as I do it, you know? Maybe
Put more flour on the bench.
yeah, more bench flour, sure. Oh my God, I think it worked. Oh my God. Look, it worked. I'm like those pretzel people in the mall.
Excellent.
So let's see. Oh my God. Is it sealed? Is it sealed?
Yay.
There's hope for me! Unbelievable! I'm gonna need more of that flour on the double there. I have a whole team of people working for me in the back.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So actually, let me just put this on here, and then I'll put this back here. Oh. You know what? I knew I'd eventually get better at this. Okay, so, all right. So, again, this is actually called a pastry blender, right? You figure that one out. So let's see. Charlie, am I looking professional or what?
Oh yeah. Just
All right.
don't make the squeaking noise. It goes right through my
Hey,
teeth.
they're not like those excellent dishes that you have at home.
It
Okay?
goes through my teeth.
Yeah, I know. Nails on a chalkboard, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
It's like a vitamin.
Okay.
You need a little sweet from time to time.
You know, I might actually need more flour, but you know what? Let me just try to get it pretty close. So that, you know, we get a little rip going here, and we get a little fold going, and who knows? Who knows? We might actually be able to, you know, you really have an appreciation for bagel people when you see what's going on. You know, this might actually not be so bad, you know. So I got my first bagel rolling technique out, or my second time doing this actually, but as you can see, it's not an exact science by hand. You have like this small bagel, but this big one, or this big one right here. And I don't want to play around with it too much, okay? So I have them sitting on the cornmeal so I can move them, they don't stick, because this was a pretty sticky dough. So maybe I need to evaluate the next time the way I do the dough. But it smells like a bagel, it smells good, it's malty to me. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do Mark Strausman's trick, the chef, that 9-minute YouTube video. And I'm going to take a garbage bag, and Charlie, let me get that garbage bag. Charlie is so useful. And what we're going to do is, we don't have proofing boxes. I mean, we did, but I sold them at a yard sale. And what we're going to do is, we're going to cover these in this bag. And they're going to stay covered, I guess about a half an hour, just so we can let them proof a little more. They might even release a little moisture, might proof, get bigger. So we got the first one in, and then we're going to get the second one in, and we're going to cover that. And again, you could tell I do this every day, right? I'm just an everyday expert on this stuff. And then we'll push the other one in. All right, Charlie, hold that other end. Oh my God, we are so professional. And it'll use all the surface area. Okay, so we're going to keep this covered 30 minutes, and then I'll clean up a little bit, and then the kettling begins.
Bagel.
Bagel. Bagel. Bagel.